Hello, my friends. This is Colleen coming to you from my craft room, and today I am participating in two hops. The first is Christmas In, which is hosted by Moira O'Reilly on the 25th of each month, where we will do a layout for Christmas or Christmas cards or anything Christmas. And the ideal is for us to get caught up on our Christmas or get ahead on our Christmas items. The second hop that I'm participating in is May I Scraplift You, which is hosted by Crystal Barrett of Pineapple Papers. And it is a month-long hop that is done annually. Each day we select a different creator to scrap lift. You can choose your own list, or you can go by the list that Crystal has provided. Today is actually the first day that I'm going to be able to participate in the hop because I had to purchase a new phone so that I could solve my storage issues. And so I've been practicing, learning my phone and practicing with my phone. So hopefully this video goes smooth. The layout that I am scrap lifting is by Crystal from Pineapple Papers on Instagram and YouTube, and I will have the links to her channels below. And you can see that it is two overlapping circles of paper with her photos coming out in rays. And then she has embellishment clusters in 3 places and her titles on the first circle. Why I chose this particular layout, because there were so many very, very inspiring layouts, was my original photo that you see here of Megan in 2004. She's 4 months old with Santa Claus. Originally was in a different album in this circular form, so I needed to stay with the circle. And so I went through my stash to find something that was Christmas and a little bit childlike because she is 4 months old and I kind of wanted to represent that. And I wanted to have a patterned background like Crystal does, because normally a lot of times I use a white background. So I chose this pattern paper, and as I normally do, I matted my layout. And then I cut a circle of red polka dot paper to go behind the photo, and I had both of these were 4 by 6 pieces of paper because they originally came from a card making kit, an SET sampler kit. And so once I cut the big circles out, I didn't have very much paper left. And so I took the little scraps of paper and I put the red polka dot in this corner, and I put the colorful candy gumdrop one in the upper corner. And I picked this paper because what else speaks childhood besides, to me anyways, besides candy canes and candy and gingerbread girls and boys. And so I really loved that piece of paper. And you can see that I did use 2 overlapping circles. And instead of my photos coming out in rays, I decided, well, I can have tags because I had in that sampler kit some tags. I can have my tags coming out in rays. And so that is where I pulled that inspiration from. And so in these individual tags, you will see that I have a bow. It might be hard to see on the camera. I do have a bow of light cotton thread, and each of my embellishments kind of go on the diagonal. I have a cluster here, and I have the little bit of embellishment here. The title is here, Ho Ho Ho. And you can see I have then my largest embellishment cluster of Santa and his sack of presents, and he's reading the nice list. And Megan's a little baby, so I'm sure she's on the nice list. And you have presents and a gumdrop. So these were the only embellishments that I had, and some of these little hearts. And so the other thing I did on this layout, Christmas, I always think of sparkles. And so I went in my sequin stash and I pulled out some sequins that would coordinate with this paper. And I kind of put them in like a Z shape. There's a cluster here and here and here and here and here to draw your eye through the layout. And so hopefully you see the inspiration from Crystal's original layout. Hopefully you see the inspiration and how I went from that. And down below, I will have the playlist for Christmas In and the playlist for May I Scraplift You, as well as Pineapple Papers, who is Crystal on Instagram and YouTube. I will have the links to her channels. And so go over to her channels and look at all the wonderful inspiration there. And hopefully you go to each of the playlists and see who is participating and watch some of the wonderful inspiration that they have for you. So I hope to continue to participate in May I Scraplift You and have videos up on my channel every few days, as long as I have figured out how to use this new phone. And hopefully the lighting and everything went really well, and I hope that you had time to be in your scrappy space today or this week, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye, my friends.